Nearly 200 animals seized from an Airway Heights breeding facility. What court documents reveal about the conditions the animals were rescued from.
One more cold morning ahead, and then we're talking temps on the rise as snow returns to the forecast.
Plus, new legislation could help downtown Spokane expand upwards. How city officials say this will help with the housing crisis.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. KREM 2 is continuing our call for a weather impact alert tonight with cold temperatures expected to continue through tomorrow morning.
So let's turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy, how much longer do we have to endure these sub-freezing temperatures or sub-zero temperatures?
One more night. Okay. For most of us, I think we're done with the sub-zero temperatures. However, you factor in a little bit of wind tomorrow morning, and I think it feels like it is sub-zero. We sit at 18 degrees right now, but with calm winds, it feels like it's 18. That is going to change. We have an incoming shift in the weather pattern, and so tomorrow morning feels every bit as cold as the past few, but our ambient temperatures should trend a little bit warmer. Wind does a great job of stirring the atmosphere and keeping us from getting too cold. However, wind makes it feel colder. So our cold weather advisories remain in effect through 10 a.m. tomorrow for wind chills approaching 15 degrees below zero. The good news is that once the sun comes up, we say goodbye to it. No, I'm kidding. That's bad news. But the good news is that the clouds coming in are going to actually warm our temperatures up. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be in the mid to upper 20s. It's a giant bump from where we've been these past few days. In fact, we're talking much, much warmer temperatures, arriving with a round of snow. 1 to 2 inches, pretty widespread starting Thursday night, taking us through Friday. And that snow is what warms us as we move through the next few days in the weekend. So tomorrow morning is our last cold one. Then we shift to snow and warmer temperatures.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you later in the show. Over the last hour, Washington lawmakers listened to people from across the state discuss a bill that could change how cities enforce camping bans.
And it is proving controversial. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy is bringing us both sides tonight. Shannon.
House Bill 1380 would set a new statewide standard for enforcement of any ban on camping, lying, or sitting in public. Opponents from right here in Spokane say it would effectively legalize encampments and undermine Spokane voters' wishes. Last summer, cities across Washington state were given the Supreme Court's go-ahead to enact and enforce camping bans. But now, Washington lawmakers want one tweak.
But it's just the lack of communication and language, the definitions that divide us.
Under House Bill 1380, if a city or county is going to regulate sitting, sleeping, or lying on public property, the law must be objectively reasonable.
Our law enforcement actually use this standard every single day. They use it when they're dealing with Fourth Amendment stops, search and seizures.
This objectively reasonable standard is most often used in police use of force. It requires law enforcement to make decisions based on the totality of circumstances at the time. But some fear this will actually end camping bans entirely.
Specifically for downtown Spokane, this inhibits the ability for local ordinances to establish clean, clear, and healthy public right-of-ways.
Emily Cameron of the Downtown Spokane Partnership traveled to Olympia to testify against the bill Wednesday.
And without an opportunity to intervene, we have individuals who are left on the public right-of-way, left on our sidewalks, and not connected to services.
She points to Spokane's camping ban, passed by 75% of voters, as a way law enforcement can move people off sidewalks and into services. But the other big concern with 1380 is ambiguity.
The only way to find out what ordinances meet this standard is through litigation.
Cameron and other opponents say the legislation could open cities up to lawsuits.
Could be faced with making decisions about investing resources and protecting itself from lawsuits instead of investing in services, programs, and treatment to help people get off the street.
And that, she worries, could move Spokane and the state further from actually helping the unhoused. House Bill 1380 has been given emergency designation, so if passed by the full legislature, it would go into effect immediately. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Shannon, thank you. Voters in Moses Lake are showing support for a multi-million-dollar school levy.
So here's a look at the latest results from yesterday's special election. Right now, the levy is passing with more than 58% of voters saying yes. That levy will provide the Moses Lake School District with about $53 million over the next 4 years. As we've been reporting for the past year, the district faces a $20 million budget shortfall. Sports and other school activities were at risk of being cut if that levy had failed.
And checking some other special election results now, a levy for the Freeman School District looks to be passing. Right now, 52% of the votes are in, saying yes. The district is asking taxpayers to help fund safety and technology upgrades.
And in Rosalia, a parks levy is currently passing with about 55% of voters saying yes so far. The tax would collect $93,000 to operate and maintain the Rosalia Park and swimming pool. Tonight we are learning more about the conditions inside an Airway Heights kennel that forced Scraps to seize 171 animals.
KREM 2's Christian Garza is live at Scraps tonight. And Christian, you obtained court documents about this case. What have you learned today?
According to court documents, Scraps has been investigating Wild Wolf Kennels for months after a complaint last year kick-started the investigation that led to the business's license being suspended after multiple failed inspections. According to the docs, multiple complaints were made against Wild Wolf Kennels about the conditions of animals who were adopted from the facility and the quality of life for the animals on the property. In June of last year, an animal protection officer responded to those complaints of negligence and found that all the animals on the property at that time appeared in good health, noting that there were 105 dogs at the kennel, which was over the legal limit for their permit. The kennel was given 2 months to bring down the number of dogs on the property. Flash forward to January 11th of this year, 2 officers went to Wild Wolf for a random inspection. After looking at the animals and their living conditions, documents say the owner failed the inspection for foul odor, inadequate water supplied to animals, and no sick animal isolation area. On January 25th, Scraps officers as well as 2 veterinarians showed up at Wild Wolf Kennels for a re-inspection. Documents show that officers flagged multiple issues throughout the property like dirty or frozen water and health issues with animals ranging from overgrown hooves to malnourishment. In the documents, it says the owner kept animals inside of her residential house as well, and when officers got inside, they found a strong and potent odor, which caused an officer to cough, and they reported a burning sensation to their eyes and nose. In total, Scraps is reporting that 171 animals were seized from the kennel, which included both domestic animals like dogs and cats, as well as livestock like miniature horses and goats. The owner's license was suspended and she's being investigated for unsafe confinement, animal cruelty in the 2nd degree, along with multiple breeding code violations. The owner of Wild Wolf Kennels has until the end of the month if she wants to get her animals back, but it will cost her close to $69,000 plus veterinary expenses to do so. Now, we did reach out to the owner of Wild Wolf Kennels to see if she had anything to say about the situation, but she didn't get back to us. In Spokane Valley, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
All right, Christian, thank you very much. Still ahead tonight, President Trump says he is prioritizing concerns about fentanyl coming over our borders.
We want our American neighbors to be confident and reassured.
Coming up in less than 3 minutes, we're talking to local experts about the state of the U.S.-Canadian border.